I guess we can get started. Zeptimus, you got my timer going? Okay, so I want to, of course, praise Vitor, Sam, Bradley, and Paulo, and Paul, and Fabio, and Nuggin, and man, there are a lot of people working on the Common Swarm. I guess myself, the whole Common Swarm team has been like really grinding and putting together everything, getting the demos ready. And it's made major progress. So made a huge praise to all of them. And Sam and Paulo and Paul, extra praise to them for meeting in person to hack on the Common Swarm in the Giveth House. And also I want to praise Marco and Mitch for the incredible work that they're doing on the design for the Commons Upgrade dashboard, for the Commons config dashboard. And also YGG, Nuggin, and Mohammed and Sam for the Python work that they're putting in. And wow, that was I went way too long. Okay, Zeptimus, I'm passing it to you.
Okay. Oh, I put the time. I want to display to Nate because he's always working so hard on the rules for the YouTube, Twitter, and all the comms platforms. I want to display to Chui, Juan, Griff, and Libby for doing for trying so hard to be on the SEC, even if you are on the other side of the world. Yeah, thank you guys. I want to display to Edu and Tam for all the Impact Hours reach out. They did a huge success in there. And yeah, I'll pass it to Nate.
Yeah, thank you. I want to praise Lauren and Mitch for all the work with the params definitions and defining it for the forum. I want to praise Wonka and D-Dan for the work in Gravity. Chewy, Acid Laser, Escanore, and Durgados for all their work in comms. I want to praise Suga for all the weekly updates that she's been doing. It's really awesome. I want to praise Zepti for the transparency and all of the work he's been doing in the background with Access. And then I want to praise Griff for getting all this together with the dashboard and all of the engineers that are doing their work in the Common Swarm. And yeah, I will pass it to Livy.
Thank you. So I want to praise Octopus for setting up the praise categorization, and so much praise to Vivi, Angela, Eduardo, and Juanca for jumping in the sheets and helping with it. I praise YGG, Griff, Tim, and Jess for the help to sense make the next steps for this decision-making process. Praise Neuron for supporting the women-led Web3 coalition that we were part of today, and praise Tim, Jess, Danny, and Lauren for sharing about Common Stack, TEC, and Giveth. And I praise Juanca for his continued support, and D-Dan and Durgadas for stepping into Gravity. And I'll pass to Acid Laser.
Hello, everyone. I would like to praise Ivy for helping me with the scholarship application, and Choi for keep involving me more in this amazing project, and Tam for helping me with all the merge stuff and platforms. And thank you to all. And I'm going to pass it to Tam.
Cool. Thank you. I'm still typing my list, and I'm sorry that I wasn't on mute when I was typing. I didn't realize that. I'd like to praise Sherman because she has so much enthusiasm for the TEC and for life, and just a really cool person that I look up to a lot. Peter, Angela, Jeff, YGG, Olivia, and everyone else involved in kicking off TE services. Acid Laser for the cool designs you're coming up with. Escanore, because I'm seeing you around more and more and you're getting more involved. Marco, because he's just so GTD or getting things done, and it's just a nice vibe to see around. Eduardo, for your willingness to take on new things and your care for the community. Katie, who puts in 100% for everything she does and always delivers. Octopus for being a consummate professor, and your ease at explaining complex ideas is really appreciated. Jess for the grace and presence she brings everywhere all the time. Sednum for having such unique perspectives, and for this blog post that she just posted of Jurgadas's work, which I'm halfway through and really inspired by. And I'll do the rest on the praise channel. I'll pass to Escanori.
Oh yeah, hi. I want to praise Livy and Suga for answering me my questions on their AMA, and I want to praise Chue and Ivy for helping me with doing tweets. Yeah, that's it. I don't know who's left.
A lot of people. How about Chewy?
Okay, I'll pass it to Chue.
Thank you. I'd like to praise Christopher for taking the Discord API to the limit. I'd like to praise Tam for her constant support and poker talent. I'd also like to praise Griff for his leadership, Escanore, Acid Laser, Mount Manu for their valuable contributions to the comms working group. I'd also like to praise Santi, Livy, Mateo for their hard work in TEC source thread, Lauren for always being there to help you no matter what, and Katie for her work in the weekly updates and the TEC. I'm sorry, I'll pass it to Paula now.
Hi everyone. This week I would like to praise Sam and Pavel for the amazing hack session that we are doing here in the Give It House in Barcelona. And yeah, that's it for this week. I'll pass it to Septi.
Oh, I already went. I'll pass it to Bye Bye B.
Oh.
I'd like to praise Octopus and YGG for their insight in the praise data analysis. I'd like to praise Griff, Tam, Juan, Chewy, Eduardo, Olivia, Suga, Santi, Sim, everyone for being really great to interact with. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't have much more to that. And I'd like to pass it to Acid Laser.
He already went. How about Lauren?
Hello. Awesome. Cool. I'd like to praise Mitch, Snug, and Vitor, Griff, Marco for their work on the Commons upgrade dashboard. I want to praise Nate for creating an organized list of Params forum posts so we can get organized around that. I'm going to praise Chewy for great ideas for expansion and connection and for being an amazing comms leader. I want to praise Wonka for supporting Giveth with Gravity and just all the work he's doing with Gravity. I want to praise Griff for all of his enthusiasm on Paris and like bringing people together and just making them feel like it's all possible and we're all going to be able to go. I want to praise Tam, Libby, Jess, and Danny for representing the TEC Common Stack and Giveth in the women's-led Web3 coalition meeting. And I want to praise Tam Extra for being in many spaces with unique, thoughtful perspectives, helpful advice, and a super calming presence. And I'll pass it to Mitch.
Hello, everyone. Let's see if I got the list here. Oh, I would like to praise Nuggin, Lauren, Vitor, Nate, Marco, and Griff for the hacking on the Commons dashboard spec. Praise to Nate, Zepti, Lauren, and Chewy for taking the initiative on writing the parameter forum posts. Praise Christopher for working on the website front-end design. And praise ViViV for being a Discord wizard. And I will pass it to Sam.
Hello. Well, I appreciate a lot all the praises given this week. It is people is doing crazy. I will just praise a few people today. Paulo and Paul for being here with me on the Kibet House, and Vitor and Nugan for hacking on the TEC converter. And I will pass it to Edu.
Thank you. I want to praise to Shui and Miraverde for a scout session that we had a few minutes ago. I want to dispraise to Libby for her help during 1 a.m. sessions during the praise qualification process. I want to dispraise to Septimus for his help with the goodbye document for Hutch Outreach Working Group. I want to dispraise to Tam for a one-on-one session and to always listen in my long voice notes. I want to add this praise to Felix Falafel for he's always trying to keep up with the TEC. And I want to dish a fun praise to Suga because I've always felt she is always on her calls no matter what she's doing. And I don't know how you do it, but that's amazing. So I will pass it on to Santi.
Thank you, Eduardo. I want to give praise to the Com Swarm for all the work they've been doing to get ready for the Hajj. Awesome, all of them. And I also want to praise the comms group, all the comms group, because they are doing a great job with those posts and all the work they're doing. I want to praise Tam for her work pushing us all into the Hajj and making sure we get everything ready. And I want to praise two people who are always against the schedule, which is Ivy and Bye Ivy. They both usually join some meetings on very late or early hours, and I wanna praise them for that. And I'll pass it to Steve Clear team.
Steph, are you there? Steph Clear team? You're still muted. Here, we'll come back to you. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Sorry. This is my first community call, so I just want to praise you all for welcoming me. Thank you.
No problem. And I can pass it for you too. I'll pass it to Johnny.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Steph, for coming. Johnny Pedala, are you there?
Hi. Hello. Can you hear me, guys? This is my first call on Discord and in your community, so thank you very much for this beautiful 5 minutes of introduction. I didn't know what to expect. And I praise Marco and Nate for welcoming me and helping me understand this ecosystem and giving me the opportunity to be here. Thank you, guys.
Nice, and I can pass it for you to Wonka.
Thanks, Griff. I would like to praise Tam for double checking that what do we need for the hatch. Edu for always being there on the hatcher onboarding and the transformation that group is taking is amazing. I would like to praise Griff because I feel that I owe him a lot and I thank him a lot. Libby because she's like a ground force for everyone in the community. Lauren for helping me with gravity and with Giveth and its first steps and its interaction with our proposal. Chewy also for outreaching One Hive and Metaverde. Okay, so short one, and Santi for accepting being our guest in the next Ethereum Colombia event. So and Sem and Septi for offering me a bed for after HCC. That's it.
I can pass it for you. There's only two people left. Pavel?
Hey guys, I'd like to dish praise to, of course, to Sam and Paulo for hacking here in the Giveth house, and Vitor for hacking on the tech convert, and Livia maybe for like helping me with the onboarding, and that's it. I'll pass it to Suda.
Thank you. Well done. Well, I'll just make this easy. Tonight, for me, also quite late, I would just like to just praise to Nate for his always very balanced, stable, and critical perspective whenever he offers his contributions in our meetings. Back to you, Griff. Thank you.
Great praise. And thank you all for the awesome love fest at the beginning. Gotta love the praise. If you love praise, I love praise. We all love the praise. We need more praise. So don't be shy to give praise all the time. If you don't have the praise giving power, feel free to message a steward and we can tell you about how praise is given in Discord. It's really easy. You just type !praise and then say who you're giving praise to and for what. It's really fun, and it kind of not only does it update and not only does it like create this culture of gratitude for our community, but also is a great way just to give updates about what's going on and see and tell everyone the magic that's happening. We also dish praise in Telegram. So if you want to receive praise in like multiple instant messaging platforms, join the te.me/te praise Telegram group. It's way easier to dish praise if you're in that group, please. And say hello when you enter so that the bot sees you. And also, just as an update, I say it all the time, but seriously, are you feeling some awkwardness with someone? Do you see some awkwardness between two people? It can be a small thing. Oh, they're not getting my name right, you know? Like, tell the gravitons we have this magical force in our community called gravity. And all these little gravitons are here to hold us closer together, but they need your help. They need you to tell them when there's something weird, when there's like a little tiny tear in the relational fabric. A graviton, if they know about that tear, they can come in and stitch it up, and then, oh man, we can be strong as a community. So please fill out this form if you see anything interesting that maybe gravity can help with. Help us stay as strong as we can be. And with that, I'll pass it to Tam and the working group section. Tam, you want to tell us about what's going on in the community stewards?
I do, and I'm totally ready. So I think we are on the countdown to hatch page. Give me 1 minute. Sorry. All right. So countdown to hatch. We are in the middle of sprint 12 now. And we have this hatch readiness checklist where all of the working group stewards are signaling their readiness for the hatch. So you can see we're making some progress. There are a few more things for us to finish before all working groups are entirely ready for the hatch. But you can see that we're extremely close now, and I hope everyone can feel that energy because we're almost there. The other thing I want to say is all of our sprint events are open to everyone. We do sprint planning every other Friday and a retrospective every other Thursday. Welcome to join us when you want. And then contributors are wanted. Reach out to Suga, our onboarding coordinator. She has a list of skills that working groups are looking for and is in contact with all of the stewards and working groups about what the needs are. For the TEC visual explainers, I included them on this slide today so people have access to them if you don't have access to the Miro board with the visual brainstorming. Phase 1 is where we are now. It's a 2-phase hatch, as everyone knows, because we've said it every time. And we've done the submission of the parameters. We voted on the parameters. They're final. Commons Forum has done a dress rehearsal, and the next step is funding the hatch. There's also some stats I want to share. I don't know that everyone knows it, but we have 11 working groups in the TEC. We have 15 stewards, and we have 400 contributors who've contributed to building the TEC. So all of those people who've gotten us where we are now. And I will pass to Santi to kick off the legal update.
Thank you, Tom. All right, in the legal working group, we started meeting bi-weekly a couple of weeks ago. We're not having a meeting tomorrow. We'll have it next Friday. And last Friday, we started discussing, first of all, we've been updating the documents with all the params that were finally voted on the final proposal that was getting the most votes. And we've started working on the covenant. And it was a great discussion we had last Friday around the covenant, where we're going to be using some of the documents from the communities that already have one, and we started discussing the boundaries of the covenant and what should include, what not. We're also looking ahead on Celeste and see how the implications of using that tool into our community, and even how we can have a Celeste over Celeste, which right now there isn't. But there's very interesting discussions on the legal working group right now. I encourage you to join. We meet Fridays, not this one, but next one, 4 p.m. Central European Time, and you're all welcome to come. And with that, I'll pass it to Juan Carlos.
Thanks, Santi. Yes. Well, as Griff said, in the Gravity Working Group, we are trying to create a safe space for people to communicate issues that maybe are not so easy to communicate, and provide that safe space for people to request support in managing conflictive situations. And we have the type form that if you see something, or if you feel something, or if you just want to talk with someone about some sensitive issue, it can be related to work or not. The idea for us is to be there for the community, because we understand that for the community to be achieving the goals that it proposes, we also need to have good vibes around it, and to be able to manage dissent, and also to transform unwanted situations into situations to transform or to improve. Because one of the things that I have learned, like from the experience that we have had for now, is that we can gain a lot of insights from common issues to try to improve our processes, so that we can continue preventing conflicts, and so that we can promote that the community is in a high vibes, and everyone respects each other, understands and values the other as a peer, and that we all feel that we are being valued, and that we are being well treated and happy in the place that we are. And we have our working group call after this call, but I won't be leading it. Dan will be leading a NBC workshop. So if you want, you can jump in and learn a little bit more of NBC with Dan. And I will pass to Hatcher Outreach.
Hello, everyone.
So if you, hey Eduardo. Cool. So shall I start and I pass to you, or do you want to start and pass to me? Okay, cool. So if you've received praise, you have impact hours. This is a closed hatch, and only trusted seed members can participate. So everyone who has impact hours has to activate their trusted seed, or those impact hours will be lost forever. Of course, there is a scholarship that anyone can apply for. The scholarship was created to ensure that there's no financial barrier for those in the trusted seed to be able to activate their membership. So the Hatcher Outreach group has had a single-minded focus, and mainly I really mean Eduardo and myself, on contacting everyone with more than 4 impact hours, and we did it. We have reached every single person who has more than 4 impact hours, and to let them know that they have impact hours. And the response has been pretty overwhelmingly positive and excited. People who might not have known, or had not, or so busy that they're not actually seeing what we're sending out in our community communications. And of those, of people who have more than 10 impact hours, 75% have already activated. So all of these people are ready for Hatch. And that was actually exciting output of the work that we just did. And I'll pass to Eduardo for the rest of the update.
Thank you, Tam. And yeah, and if anyone on this call have questions or doubts or anything regarding if you haven't applied, or you don't know if you have impact hours, or we have encountered some situations where some people have issues with the DApp and so on. If you have encountered any of these, let us know so we can help you with that. And then we are starting this process, as Juanca mentioned in the praise, to sort of switch and transforming this working group and moving on to an idea that Shui had, which is the Scouts. We had the first meeting on the previous call, and we had some really nice ideas coming from Meraverde and from Shui, where we will basically sort of become this bridge in between our community and other communities. She will explain more on the com side. So if you want to know more or can join our meetings, we meet usually weekly. We also have the TEC HMA, what happens at 4 p.m. CET, and we meet Wednesday 6 p.m. CET. So if you have any question, we are here to help you. And I will pass it on to Libby.
Thanks, Atu. Yeah, I'll be brief today. So we've been focusing mostly on one topic in SoftGov this week and probably for the next weeks until the hatch, that is the praise categorization and how we can move from all this analysis, the praise analysis, how we can move from the analysis to results that will contemplate the community as a whole and serve us in the best way according to our mission, vision, and values. So this week we've been working on this praise categorization. That is one of the topics of the analysis. Octopus made this really great video explaining how to categorize the praise. It's really quick. It's just to hey, learn how to navigate this spreadsheet, and it would be lovely to have help from everyone that feels like understand the community. So if you feel like you have I know what's going on in the TEC, it would be really helpful to have your help filling up these categories. So what are these categories going to do? They are going to inform us how much praise has been going to each bucket. And there are more or less 10 or no, maybe 20 categories there. So when this analysis ends, we'll see what things were underpraised or overpraised. And this will help us have an overview of the behavior of the community. So also, like Griff is scrolling there are many posts about people's opinions, and we had a discussion in the last SoftGov call, and it seems like there is a clear advice process now on should we touch on past data and future data, or should we touch just on future data on the proposals that we are starting to draft? So please drop your opinion there. I tagged a few people that I would love to hear from, but the most opinions we have, the better. And on this Sunday, I'm not sure what time yet, meeting with YGG and whoever else wants to join to continue to look into how we're going to formulate these proposals and how we move forward. And next Tuesday in the SoftGov call, we'll host a big debate that it's great if the most stakeholders possible can attend, so we can hear all of the opinions. And for SourceCred updates, it's everything ready for the first distribution. Mateo was only looking into how to automate a few features because he did everything manually. So much praise to Mateo for doing this first round. And we're gonna have Santi gave a few updates on that, and we'll have probably a solution for this first distribution before the next SoftGov call. And of course, we have the AMAs every week. at 6 p.m. Europe time, and you're welcome to join us. And with that, I'll pass to Optimus.
Thanks, Libby. Yeah, on transparency, we're still working on the credentials management discussion. Like there is a discussion in there, like for like it's more cultural, the discussion. I also was talking with Semnem. I think it would be worth like I update that and post the links that Semnem shared with me. Yeah, but basically what we're trying to discuss in here is how to approach like the data security on a DAO, and yeah. Oh, I see the. Oh no, that's the old one. Okay, yeah, and yeah, we also working on rules and basically a code of conduct for each platform. That mostly we are doing with Nate. We meet 1 hour like by week. And we also like now we reach a point where we might need some help. Like for example, like if we want to make rules for HubSpot, but if we don't fully understand HubSpot, we really need like help from people who really understands it. So yeah, if people can engage and help us to make these rules, like we're just building it, and then of course have to go on a review process. But yeah, we're working on that. And yeah, we meet Monday bi-weekly. We meet next week. And yeah, that's it. I'll pass it to Omega.
Maybe I can just share that in the next. So for who never heard of Omega, this working group is researching the ethos of token engineers. And in the next Wednesday, we'll have an iterative session with the answers of the type form on Miro. So it's going to be a fun session to look at all of the answers we got so far. So you're all welcome to join. And I pass to YGG.
Hey everyone. So, yep, as you saw from SoftGov, the praise analysis is full steam ahead. The forum has been very active, so I do highly recommend people to take a look and help out with some of the praise data annotation. There's been some really incredible work done by both Octopus and by Magali or Mohammed. And we got some clustering, we got some 3D clustering going for the praise reasons, and Octopus is looking into all sorts of different distribution metrics in addition to the Gini coefficient. So really interesting work happening there. Really excited to merge the data science side with the SoftGov side and see how the community can respond to all the insights. Up next is we have, the TE services. So this is moving forward. There's actually a ton of activity happening. Peter had to stamp some of it out and say, whoa, one thing at a time. So it's really cool. People are getting really excited. There's a session today after the gravity session. So you can pile in there. And Fridays at 9 a.m. we meet just to discuss what's new, what's happening around TEC with labs, with experiments, with modeling, that kind of stuff. Sam usually has something to show off. And Sunday hack sessions, really good stuff. We'll have a point in there this weekend to go over praise. Livy and I will be working on what it's going to look like for this week ahead. So those are always fun, pretty casual on Sundays. 2, 3, 4 hour hack sessions. You can drop in, drop out, see what's going on, bring a project to work on. It's really fun. Griff's on point with the Groovy bot, so good times. And yeah, with that, I'll pass it over to Comms. Is that Chewy? Nice.
Yes. Hi everyone. The comms working group, we are having a lot of stuff going on since we have to communicate and get the hatch message out there. And so please feel free to drop by our working group, which happens on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. EST and 6 p.m. CET. For some updates, for this week, we had a great idea from Christopher, which is to take more advantage of the Discourse API. So we are planning on being more active in the forum. So a few stewards so far have mentioned some issues that are being discussed in the forum. Please try to engage. Eventually, it's going to become a great tool along with SourceGrid. So yeah, drop by the forum and let us know your opinions on different stuff. Also, we are needing some forum posts. So if you are a steward and have some free time, check the content and distribution repo. We're going to be asking for some contributions there. Also for I think like I've already said this to some of you, but we're gonna have Sherman as a guest in our blog. It's gonna be great for the hatch. So yeah, we're looking forward to see what she puts together. Um, Also, remember that the Common Swarm is also having weekly updates, and right now all of our tools are evolving pretty fast. So make sure you engage also in the discussion. This is also happening in the forum, so you could also spend some time in the forum with this. And we have the content workshops on Mondays and Thursdays. One is better for PST and the other one is better for CET. So feel free to drop by, share with us your ideas for content. And no updates on video production. We are putting together an animated video for the Hatch front page. We're still in production for that, but yeah, keep in touch so that you can see some updates on that. It's going to be also a great tool for the Hatch. And that's it for comms. I'll pass it to Griff with Params.
Wow, it's me already. Man, we are killing it this call. We're so ahead of the game. That's exciting. I hope our spotlight's ready for some time. Because I don't have much to say. Honestly, Params is just a train chugging along. We have our big project is the Commons config dashboard, and it's a big project. It's and there's a lot of work going on, and I can't praise Mitch, Marco, Nugget, and Lauren enough for their support. Probably the biggest update I have is that we moved our call to Tuesday, a very Europe-friendly time. I was blown away with how many people came to our call last week. I was not ready for so much community engagement. We used to do them in like kind of late in the afternoon and basically way past everyone's bedtime in Europe. So now that we moved the time, we're going to try to be more friendly and engaging for people who just want to pop in. And have a good time and learn about the Params. So please join us on Tuesday for that. And if you want to hack, if you want to actually get your hands dirty, that's Sunday. We go hard on Sunday, 4 hours of just Params. And it's fun. So don't be shy. Come on in to help us out with the praise analysis. And YGG is always blowing our minds with cool stuff there. And if you want to get your hands dirty with some Python and start modeling bonding curves and conviction voting and all of this cool stuff, we need help. So you can dive in there. And then we're always testing the design and the concepts that we're going to present to people. You know, this is very complicated, and educating people on how to design their own economy is not something that, especially when the economy has bonding curves and conviction voting in it, it's not the easiest. They're not the easiest things. Luckily, we have Mitch and Marco, Nugget, and Lauren really like fine tuning the details. And then also, not on here is all the work that Mitch and Nate and a few other people are doing on the forum posts that are starting to come together for what all these parameters are. Really a great help. So with that, I will pass it to Sem, who also did so much work on the modeling for conviction voting that we're going to build off, and somehow finds time to lead the Common Swarm.
Thank you, Griff. Well, actually, we are working in 3 main lines in Common Swarm. In the last week, we were. I am. Okay. You're listening to me, right?
Yeah, we hear you. Great.
We were working on gardens. We deployed a gardens on Rinkeby for TEC and set up some images, and it was looking great. We also have Will Griff added a change in the template of Garden, so now it is going to be compatible with the commons. That means that we are going to be a commons, but also an official garden. We have a new pull request in order to upgrade the Minimi token, which Griff is so proud of because he was trying to have it in TEC and in Gardens as well. So right now it is using a very modern pattern for approve and transfer. And Paulo is working on the commons upgrade script, which is going to upgrade a garden into a common. So more or less, these are the stuff that is happening right now in the gardens and commons part. And also we have Vitor and Nugan that have been adding a lot of work in improving the TEC commons, TEC convert, which it's almost ready in order to have a voting curve as a front end to the voting curve. And regarding the dress rehearsal, last week we did the vote and everything went well, except for one thing. I had a problem when I had a mistake when I sent I brought the DAO in which the funds had to go. So this vote is not going to work, and we have to do a new vote. But yeah, this rehearsal have to be the vote part has to be repeated, and also there was some discussion in last legal working group session regarding Celeste. So we are also working on having a Celeste demo. So we all can be jurors, actually keepers of Celeste. But we didn't have enough time yet in order to grab all honeys that are needed and distribute them among the community to have that. So probably next week we can do this demo. And I think that this is all from our part. You always want to say something.
No, I think you nailed it. I see someone working on here. There's an anonymous pumpkin making some magical slides.
That was
I don't
me.
know. I don't know what this
I'm
is.
sorry. Just a quick message. I'm gonna open a new forum vote for some of the hatch swag. We have some different designs. None of these are final, but we wanted to see which one do you like the most and do you like the less, to start getting ideas on how to what to have some ideas around. So keep checking the forum. And yeah, I'm gonna put this vote up right after the call. So yeah, thanks. That was it.
Nice. Well, that was easy. Well, now we have 15 minutes of spotlight, which is super cool. Actually, is Bondzier in here?
Is also known as Johnny Potato. So Nicola is going to be introducing Bondzier. And I'll pass it to you, Nicola.
Johnny or Nicola, we can't really hear you. Maybe check your mic settings. I do have some background on this to show off. while Johnny's working on his mic. It's a very cool project. It's Bondzier, although I might be saying it wrong, but it's very interesting. Making Bezier bonding curves. Johnny, are you there?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. Nice. Apologies for the for the for the issues. Thank you for the introduction. It's the Bondzier project for me is something completely new and unexpected. 3 weeks ago, I didn't even thought that I will develop it. So it's kind of just at one point a bubble light up, and I remembered Bezier curves, which I know from graphical design and animations, and you're sorry.
Oh, Nate's sharing screen, so I let him. He's got your slides.
Yeah. Let me hear. Is the stream working? Maybe I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I see it.
The basic idea is to apply Bezier curves on as bonding curves for basically anything. I didn't find any implementation for Bezier curves in Solidity, so I write one up for this experiment, and then went from there and try to apply the idea. You're probably watching like thousands of Bezier curves on your screen now, because most of the fonts and most of the vector drawings that you have on the screen is basically Bezier curves. So it's a known thing and nothing new. I just applied it as a bonding curve. I'm developing for 10 years now, learning as I go. So everything that I say can maybe be wrong. Don't trust me too much because I'm still learning it. So bonding curves are basically a relationship between price and available supply. Maybe the most famous example is Uniswap, which has the K blah blah function. What I took is Bezier curves, which are defined by 4 points. 2 of them are anchor points. The P0 and P3 are basically the anchor points from your curve will start and end, and the P2 and P1 are basically pivot points that you can move and change the shape of the curve. I can show it maybe here. You have 2 pivot points, and then you can design different curves. Maybe you want a straight line, so you can do something like this. So every item will cost the same. Maybe you want to have something that grows. Maybe you want to have something that falls as items are sold, depending on your project and business use case. Let's set up some coordinate system for our project. On the x-axis we have items, on the y-axis we have price, and then we set the Bondzier curve in this space, and then try to see can we calculate the y coordinate of this curve to get the price for some specific item that is calculated by this curve. We did some restrictions to avoid loops, because with Bezier curves you can draw some loops. Even you can draw something that's not smooth so much. Let me demonstrate with an example. But this is something that's basically allowed in Bondzier. You can have bonding curves that looks like this. It's not smooth, goes to a spike. But you cannot move the pivot points. The start and the end price are locked to the 0 coordinate and the total items coordinates that you are creating or emitting. And these 2 pivot points just help you to decide the shape of the curve. So you define start price, end price, the number of items, and the minting amount. So each time somebody calls the buy function, a new token is minted by the amount that you defined. If it's a non-fungible token, you need to have the amount set to 1. This is ERC 1155 tokens in behind the Bondzier. What's the most interesting for me is basically this T parameter that help us draw the function. You can see each this dot is basically calculated by this formula implemented at Solidity. A, B, and C and D are your point coordinates. You solve it separately for X, separately for Y, and then you provide the T that goes from 0 to 1. And as you calculate the coordinates, you get you can draw your line. What we did is we created a relationship between the T and the total items allowed for sale. So if you're selling only one NFT item representing, I don't know, whatever you want to represent with it, basically we calculated the T for one, and the price of the item is the end price. For total items number two items on sale, the T values are 0 and 1. So the first item is sold by the start price, the second one is by the end price. For free, it's split, and then for more and more items, you get a smoother curve. You can imagine it more smoother. The basic ideas behind these projects were to create fair, predictable pricing for some kind of physical assets that you produced. So the idea is, if I'm a meat producer and this year I have I don't know, some products, 1,000 of some products, I can easily create a token that you can buy from the Bondzier market and then later claim it for the physical product. I, as a seller, define the price of the asset that I'm selling. If I'm fair, the pricing will be fair. If it not, maybe it will go to the millions as usual with the current bonding curves. But for physical items, you know that some items will never sell for $1 million, and especially if you have some kind of an ending period after which the store is closed because products may be expired or the event closed. The whole Bondzier product smart contracts don't charge any fee. There are no locked funds, so the funds are immediately transferred to the seller and the token is immediately minted to the buyer. And you can pick fungible or non-fungible items. So our motivation to create Bondzier was basically to envision a system for selling music festival tickets. A few years ago, I was in talks with a cured meat producer in Croatia. You can read the story in the README, where we plan to tokenize coolants and a piece of cured meat and list it on Uniswap. But the curve is kind of really not suited for this kind of businesses, and we need to collect a lot of money upfront to put the market live. So this is basically the answer to the problems with already known models. For the festival tickets, it's really a nice fit because you have a natural price curve. Early bird tickets are always cheaper than the last minute tickets. The sales must stop at some date because the event is starting in 24 hours. You need to have multiple markets like regular daily tickets or festival few days tickets, or maybe some different zones in your space. And we can create non-fungible tickets, so they're unique in serial numbers. You can also envision that you're selling 1,000 liters of olive oil and you create a fungible token because each liter of oil is basically the same as any other, and then you go and do the claim process later. The claim process is outside of this experience. But why? Because the idea is to create infrastructure for anybody in the world to create their own music festival and launch local community and create a fun event, but create a scalable and a stable and sustaining economy in supporting the proper events and supporting the proper venues and supporting the proper artists that are playing on this community organized events. Next steps, it's really an early piece of software. Just yesterday I found a large bug that anybody could ruin your contract. So I decided not to release any kind of open source license, just as a signal. This is not safe to use, but feel free to read it. The whole thing is open, is on GitHub, free to read and clone and do it. Once I have at least basic tests, so I can be sure more or less that this makes sense and works as I intended to, I'll put probably MIT license, but I would like to have some feedback maybe from you guys, and ideally deploy to XDAI because the easiness of native blockchain currency being stable, so it's easier to plan ahead how much your goods are going to cost on the chain. The idea is to also envision and deploy and build the claim process. How do you pick up your ticket, or how do you pick up your liter of olive oil and prove that you're the owner of the NFT? Extend the Bondzier Sol library because there are different types of Bondzier curves that are still maybe useful to implement, but also different way of displaying the Bondzier curve formula to maybe save some gas. It's all in the documentation in the repo, and hopefully before the summer ends, deploy your real festival tickets on Bondzier. Thank you for listening. And maybe I can showcase this thing in action if that's okay with you guys. So the basic idea is that maybe I'm selling 500 socks, and I want to have a fair start price of $5 because I'm producing some normal socks and basically end price $15. The market will close in 90 days. This is the address that will funds flow to. Some salt will help me check for the address of the contract that will be deployed with my specific Bondzier curve, because we're using create to and clones for deploying new contract. So maybe I'll put socks as a salt and some UEI and data to be passed on to the 1155 contract, and also a way for me to help buyers identify who am I and maybe investigate am I a real deal? Do I have the actual socks? Am I basically just a fraud? And then I can define some kind of curve. Maybe let's go with some curvy wavy thing like this, so we can see the first item will cost $5. On the highest point, the price will be $93, and then it will fall to $15. I'm not sure why would be this useful curve, but maybe smooth it a bit, so we go till 26 and then fall to 15. Well, I'm satisfied. Let's create the new Bondzier market. This is all running on Hardhat local node, and then I can go and explore different markets that I created. I think that I created this one. This is read from the newly created contract. I can show maybe some logs down there, but nevertheless. And now I can buy it. The first item is $5. When I try to buy it, a new token is minted to me. I think that I put it, it's a non-fungible token, expires. This is the owner, total 500, available 499, and the price went up. And basically that's it. If the timestamp passed, the buy will be declined. If everything is sold, the buy will be declined. And that's basically it that I have to say and show. I hope this makes sense, and I'm basically looking for any kind of feedback. Does this make sense? Do you find this useful? I'm just kind of trying to find any kind of feedback.
Nice. Where's the best place for people to give you feedback?
Probably GitHub. I'm pushing. Today I pushed some documentation over there to make it more readable and understandable. And I'm also on Twitter. So that's it that I have for now. No community chats or something like that. It's pretty early. Like 3 weeks ago, this didn't exist. The Bondzier stuff.
It's very cool. It's super cool, man. Like, this is really, really like well informed. We need more external insight into the token engineering space and how things are normally done. And I think this is a really cool little library that you built. If you want, you could always make a forum post, and maybe that might also get some more engagement in the TEC. And eventually, man, I hope that we can support your project and help you advance this, because this looks like a really nice piece of token engineering.
Yes.
Thank you so much for presenting. And I also want to But that we're at the top of the hour. The next call is Gravity, and after that there is a Labs call, I think, right? Or so what was the call after Gravity?
TE Services Working Group.
So the party keeps going, guys. So Gravity, D-Dan is going to lead an NVC workshop. If you want to get better at your communication skills and be able to like make sure that everyone loves to hear you talk, you want to learn some nonviolent communication. Thank you, D-Dan, for hosting that. That'll be in the Gravity channel, and then YGG is doing his magic right after that. So hang out with us for the next couple hours, and we'll continue the roll.